So you want to be a dungeon master?
So, you want to dungeon master.
So you want to be a DM?
Name some feats, okay? Feats.
So you want to be a DM?
That's great. We're here to help. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Justin. This week, we've got a bunch of new spells that have been introduced to D&D 5.5. We're going to break them down. We're going to talk about mechanics, and then we're going to rank them. We're seeing the majority of these spells right here and now for the very first time. So these reactions are going to be authentic. Okay, they come from one of the D&D's the D&D's newest modules, Forgotten Realms Heroes of Faerun. So let's forget this intro. Oh God, I hate this joke. This joke didn't land when I wrote it, and I'm gonna power through it. Forgotten Realms. Let's forget this intro realm and get into it. But first, Taylor, how do you handle a monster's spellcasting ability differently when you're a dungeon master and you're controlling a spellcaster in combat versus when you're a player and you're controlling spellcasting in combat? Or it doesn't even need to be in combat, because presumably the person who has spellcasting on the DM side will have it out of combat as well.
Right.
Is there any differences to how you think about spellcasting as a DM compared to a player?
As a DM, I can cheat and retcon that, yes, this person has been spending a year casting wards and whatever.
Okay, feels called out. Feels weirdly specific. I'm realizing I forgot to put.
But also, like, I mean, teleportation circles and stuff like that, you can kind of retcon that stuff without having to spend the requisite actual time. You can be like, oh yeah, he's got a teleportation circle already set up.
Yeah.
As far as the actual like combat mechanics or whatever, I don't know that I really do them any differently as a DM than as a player. Like, obviously I have more, but like, I mean, just keeping track of like slots and stuff, or, you know, sometimes a lot of monsters will have like once a day or 2 times a day each or something like that. I'll keep track of that stuff.
I think that, like, one thing for me is you're never going to be that as familiar with a monster stat block as you would be if you were the player of a character.
Right.
Because you're using them all the time, same stats, just slowly building things on, changing spells, whatever. But like, you know your character a little bit better, hopefully. As a DM, sometimes I need little reminders, whether they're literal Post-it notes on my desk somewhere, or highlighting them on the sheet or something, or putting it down wherever I keep the initiative. I'll put a little note somewhere.
I got you. Like,
hey, this guy's got shield. This guy's got counterspell. Heads up. Remember this. You know, because I'll forget. And those are reactions, and you kind of want them to be on the spot. You don't want to be the DM who's like, remember 3 turns ago, actually, when you crit? I could have... Crit's not a good example for the sake of a shield spell, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to retcon too much. So it's like, that's one thing. The other thing I think is spell selection. Obviously, if you're using a pre-written monster stat block, then you can go with what they got. You can maybe spice some things up or whatever.
Right.
But when you're, you know me, like, especially in Sword Coast Coup, so many of the monsters villains are like PC stats.
Right.
So I'm choosing the spell slots, or rather the spells that they have prepared. As a DM, it's a different selection process that you go through than as a player.
Yeah.
Because their time is limited. So, like, yes, you can use you can put some spells on there. Like, if you want a villain to have scry, it's a very fun thing to throw the random wisdom saving throw at your party.
Right.
But like, and in the example of guards and wards, like those kind of teleportation circle, and being like, they did cast teleportation circle every day for a year right here, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
Or they had a minion do it, what have you. But I do think there are times where I'm like, I'm looking through spells, even of like spell monster stat blocks. They're
Mhm.
the spells that they picked, and I'm like, I'm never gonna use that one. Like that one's never coming up. Gaseous
Right.
form, maybe like barely ever. You know,
Yeah.
uh, so I think that's where it comes in different for me is like the selection of spells, how likely I am to use certain spells. Um, some spells feel like very harsh because it's just like, oof. We talked in the past about Feeble Mind,
Yeah.
how I used it in the context of knowing that I was going to let you guys get out of the effect of it very quickly.
Yeah.
But for the sake of that battle, I was okay going to that level because I wanted it to be like, this is what it's like to battle this insanely high spellcaster. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I think like the big thing for me is it's also a lot to keep track of because it's just an extra layer. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You're running a troll, not much to keep track of. It's attacks,
Right.
it's
Right. Right.
hit points, whatever. It's like maybe their regeneration ability you got to remind yourself for. But with anything like that, with a monster that has some kind of ability that you have to, you know, if you're using maps, there's all different kinds of little identifiers, auras, things that you can use the VTT or a physical map and have some type of the little plastic ring around a
Yeah.
Coke
Yeah. Yeah.
plastic
Yeah.
bottle, some kind of little signifier to show this type of monster has an effect. And it's just a little reminder, like the red
Mhm.
string around your finger to remind you of like an important event or something. Uh, and so that's the biggest thing for me because I forget spells. I like forget that so and so. Oh, that's right. That if so and so's within 5 feet of this monster at the start of their turn, they have to make a wisdom saving throw to even use their turn. And I
Right.
totally forgot. And 3 people have had their turns now. So now I have to introduce this thing that should have been going on the whole time, but I forgot. And so now I have to introduce it mid combat and find a reason for that to make sense other than obviously I can be above board and be like, gang, I fucked up.
Right.
But here's how I'm going to explain it. You guys have done an X amount of damage. And so now the monster goes
He's
Super Saiyan.
right. Yeah.
And now
And
he
he's
has
got an
this ability.
aura. Yeah.
He's got an aura now. Sorry about it. So that's always something you can do. But let's get into the meat of the episode and talk about these new spells because it's just the names of them are very exciting. I'm looking forward to ranking them with you
Mhm.
and seeing where we differ on some things. But first, not but first, but also the Patreon gang. Check out the Patreon. So cool. So many fun things on the Patreon. Different magic items and homebrew and more stuff coming out soon. Some
Yeah.
stuff that we've been kind of keeping behind the floodgates and they're about to burst. You know what I mean? So check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. You can find the link tree and subscribe. But you do get things for free. And then at the paid tiers, even more things. So
Mhm.
go there
Check it out.
now
Do
and
it.
then come back because it's time for the meat of the episode. Let's
Let's do
get
it.
into it. Um, so these spells are all part of 5.5. It's part of this
Mhm.
new module that came out fairly recently
Mhm.
at the time of us recording this. And then like the thing is, I'm interested. Obviously, the jump between 2014 to 2024 and or 5.5, whatever.
Mhm.
Like some spells got changed. Counter spell now,
Yeah.
um, conjure animals, a lot of spells. Some spells got changed for the better. Just like no matter which way you cut it, it's a better spell.
Mhm.
One example of that would be chromatic orb
Chromatic orb is
having
just
been
better.
combined with Chaos Bolt in that way
Yeah.
of getting to re-roll potentially and
Mhm.
hit another target. Also, a tiny one, but Vicious Mockery went from a D4 to a D6, and it's like finally the bard has an
Right.
actual damage spell that's not just a fucking D4.
Right.
Because Vicious Mockery is such a fun sounding spell, but a
Uh-huh.
D4,
Uh-huh.
I understand it also does a disadvantage on their next attack roll, but still. And then
I agree.
some spells got changed counter spell in a way that some people like, some people don't like. We lean on the side of
Not
not liking it.
counterspell. Some spells got changed. Counterspell that I don't like.
Well, it's like
Counterspell did
some,
get
I know that
absolutely
some people
direct.
like it.
Yeah.
Some people are okay with it, but like,
I'm
so I
not a
have to
fan.
recognize that. Some people
Right.
even prefer it.
Hmm.
We don't, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Then there are brand new spells that were added in the Dungeon Master's Guide. We're not going over those today specifically, like Yolanda's Regal Presence or Jalarzi's Radiance Storm. Like there's some cool spells and they're introducing different
Right.
lore figures. But today we're going over this like additional module that's supposed to be Forgotten Realms and Faerun, and these spells all come from that. You'll see
Hmm.
some names that you might recognize, like Elminster, the super old man from Baldur's Gate 3 who pops up if you have Gale in your party. He'll show up eventually.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far.
Okay. Well, all the same, we've never seen these spells before.
Hmm.
I may have clicked on them
That's
once
very
or
true.
twice on the wiki dots just because of they're on the spell lists, and then I click on them and I'm always like, oh wait, this is different, and I ignore
Hmm.
it for now.
Hmm.
So like I'm curious to go through these. Some of them sound very intense. Here's what I will say. The order that we're going through them is from
Hmm.
lowest level spell to highest level spell. I think it goes from
Okay.
first level, and then I think the 15th spell we're going over is, I want to say, an 8th level spell, ninth level,
Okay.
the only ninth level one on the list. But
Okay.
this is going to be fun. We're going to go through this. Now, because of 2014 to 2024, as a DM, where do we fall on like how this works? I know that the annoying thing is, I think like virtual tabletop wise, creating your character sheets using D&D Beyond, I can't really speak to a ton of that in terms of like making character sheets that blend the rules. I don't know how hard or difficult that is because I don't use those
It's
things. Paper and pen, very easy to blend the rules. Very easy to make a
yeah.
2024 wizard and use 2014 spells, right? Because you're just writing them down and then it's
Yeah,
just
all
which
of the
rule
old
set you
spells
use.
are
Like,
still on D&D Beyond. They just all have the legacy tag on them. So you go through. Eventually they're going to get phased out, I'm assuming. But as it stands right now, all the spells are still relatively easy because like Kaladin was built in a 2014 setting, and I can still use like all of my spells now have the legacy tag on them because I use
mhm.
2014 spells with them.
Yeah,
Um, as far as like the Foundry situation or whatever that we have going on, that only has 2024 stuff in it. It does not have
the one that
any
we're using
the one that
currently,
we're
yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm sure you
Um,
could find the other
I'm sure
ones,
you
and then
could find it, but
if
our
you just
home
had
game
both
that we do on
databases,
Foundry, yeah.
probably could pull from both.
Um,
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So then that's just a question of like how that's going to work in the virtual tabletop system, and that's a question for that virtual tabletop system. It's going to be a little bit different for Roll20
yeah,
than it is for
it's
Foundry versus
generally
whatever.
not
But like,
any more
I
difficult.
I know at the end of the day, it's really like there will be a 5% chance of some kind of really specific rule scenario that's going to be annoying.
Right.
But most of the time, it's not really going to matter. There
Mhm.
might be a little bit of balancing because they went into the assumption that some of these spells would change when they changed other character classes and different things.
Right.
However, play around and be okay to change things if they don't work.
Yeah.
And maybe they just don't work for that setting, the tone that you're trying to go for. Maybe things are the characters are a little too powerful. If they're min maxing based on like picking and choosing from each rule set, I think if you mix and match just like spells, that's one thing. But if you're mix and matching from 2014 and 2024, like all kinds of stuff, then it gets crazy. That's a little
Right.
complicated. You shouldn't be doing like 2024 barbarian and then also I'm gonna take 2014 barbarian this ability. It's like whoa. What?
Yeah.
In that
That's where it
regard,
gets
a
kind
little
of
bit
weird
more all or
of
nothing.
yeah.
But if it's just your spell list and you're like, hey, I want 2014 counterspell, but I'm cool with 2024 vicious mockery, then it's like, that's fine. Who
Yeah.
cares? Uh, but um, I also think that like some of them are 1-for-1. Like you can see the 2014 version, the 2024 version, and so many of them haven't changed in the slightest. Fireball is exactly the same. Lightning bolt, exactly the same. So many of them. So yeah, I don't think that it would be that big of a deal. They almost went away more in one regard when it comes to the conjure spells. They just simplified things. Because if you were a brand new player and you were like, oh, I want to conjure a bunch of animals, the mechanics behind conjuring 8 animals and like in combat, what that's
That's a lot.
is
Yeah.
a lot to take on for a newer player. So I can understand simplifying it to the summon spells where it's just like summon one monster and the stat block is with the spell text very clear, you know? And if you're using a VTT, you don't have to do the 12 plus half your caster level plus your proficiency bonus, you know?
Right.
It's going to do that. So I get it. Without further ado,
Well, let's do it.
let's get into it.
Oh, it's early.
Let's get into it. We're filming this at 4 a.m. in Calabasas Canyon.
Yep.
We rented a trailer. Taylor and I are in 2 separate trailers.
2 trailers.
2 separate trailers. One massive Wi-Fi tower between us. In Calabasas Canyon. I don't know where that.
Anyway, first spell, we're looking at Spell Fire Flare. It's a first level evocation. Range of 60 feet. It's a sorcerer and wizard spell. You unleash a blast of brilliant fire. You make a ranged attack against a target, and it gains no benefit from half cover or 3/4 cover for this attack roll. So it's like homes in on them. And then if it's a hit, the target takes 2d10 radiant damage. If you upcast it, you get an additional blast. So you can direct the blast at the same target or different targets. I kind of like this. It's feels like a sorcerer's eldritch blast, but not a cantrip.
Exactly. 100%.
2d10 radiant damage. I mean, it's a first level spell too, so I mean you can get that pretty early. That's a lot of damage at level, 1.
Level 1, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. There are some spells that are, I mean, a smidgen more, just in that they're like a 3d8 or something,
Right.
but like the
no
half cover 3/4 is pretty cool because it is a close, like 60 feet isn't like the biggest range, but it's good. I like that it's radiant damage for sorcerers and wizards. Kind of interesting. I guess like that's what we're gonna have, because I think spell fire as the idea is very like, what is spell fire? Okay, I guess it's radiant damage because it's not fire damage, so it's very like radiant flame. Is that what that spell's called?
Sacred flame.
That's what I said.
Okay.
But I like that the way that the higher level up, I like the Eldritch Blast of it all.
Yeah. I like being able to pick and choose and do more things. Like more targets, especially, once you get up to like level 6 and you get 6 of these little hosts to throw around.
Whoa, that is pretty cool. And each one being 2d10 is really nice because Eldritch Blast is only 1d10, but you can get the Agonizing Blast of Eldritch Invocation. So where do you think this falls on our scale? Our scale, by the way, very at the top, S for super. I don't know if that's true. I'm saying it means super. It does? Sick. A for awesome. B for meh. C for catch you later because you're on the downward slope. And D, down. Get out of here. And F, just fuck off. You're the worst. Hopefully nothing gets to the F category. And these are scientific terms, by the way. I didn't make them up. Okay.
Spellfire Flare, though, I would put it at probably a
I'm kind of agreeing, actually. It's like a B for me. I mean, Here's what I'll
Good.
say.
I'm not crazy about the or not. Well, it's good. It's not as much damage as I'd like. And with the way that this is like they're trying to do a Eldritch Blast type deal, but it's not quite Eldritch Blast and it costs a spell slot. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Kind of bleh on it.
Counterpoint.
Okay.
2d10 at
Mhm.
first level.
It's good.
4d10 second level. 6d10 at third level. If you're hitting all the same target.
Mm-hmm.
6d10 maximum 60 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Fireball hits more than one target. Never mind. My idea doesn't fail. I'm giving it a B. That's a B for me, Scott. I gotta say, I think that the I think it has a lot of character. I think it wants more of that because at a low level, Scott, here's the thing, is that a lot of those first level spells aren't going to be the most interesting that they could be because they're low level spells. So you got to take that into account a little bit, which is why I'm not going lower. I
Yeah.
understand that there's not going to be a ton of spell text. It's going to be pretty much like roll the die and here's how much damage you do. They added in a little bit of interesting stuff with the 3/4 and half cover not being a big deal. And the way that it levels up is interesting. Only previously given very specifically to Scorching Ray and Eldritch Blast. I appreciate it. I'm going to give it a B.
It's a B.
It's a B. And that's our first one. We have nothing to compare it to.
Right.
Other spells in D&D. So, next one on the list.
Go ahead.
Ward Away. One word, Ward Away. It is a level 1 abjuration spell given to bard, clerics, paladins, and wizards. Casting time of an action, 60-foot range. Components, verbal, somatic, material, and miniature clay hand. It is instantaneously occurring. And you hurl a disorienting magical force toward one creature within range. The target makes a constitution saving throw. Constructs and undead automatically succeed this save. On a fail, the target takes 2d4 force damage. Its speed is halved until the start of your next turn. And on its next turn, it can take only an action or a bonus action, but not both. On a successful save, the target takes half damage, and that's it. If you cast a higher spell slot, the damage increases by 2d4 for every spell slot above 1.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. A little debuff on top of damage. Scale's good.
Yeah.
2d4 is not a ton, but it does scale pretty well with upcasting.
It feels specific.
It feels like a poor man's slow is what it feels like.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. And slow does more than this.
Right. This is when you get
Because
your
you can
slow
only
spell
use your
on
movement also, I think. I
Right.
forget if it's like you can only use your movement attack or this. It's like so many things. Also reduces your AC, your dexterity saving throws.
Yeah.
All of this stuff. And it lasts until concentration is broken or until the spell is broken through spell save. This is instantaneous, and so it's only going to last until when? The start of your next turn.
And starting your next turn, yeah.
And then it takes the other person's turn as well for the effect. Right? Because it's like,
yeah.
But your speed is halved. Still good. First level, just banging out a quick thing and really debuffing one person. Like that can be really intense to do to it, depending on the stat block that you hit this with. You hit a minion, not that big of a deal. It's like, oh, they only have an attack. They don't have a bonus action.
Right.
Of course I'm going to take the attack. At the higher levels, like when you're hitting like really powerful stuff, this can be really devastating because then you take away your bonus action. It's like, hey, sorcerer, buddy, say goodbye to your quicken fucking shit. No bonus action for you. You know what I mean? Like, or, a bonus action Misty Step. Nope. Fuck your Misty Step, dog.
Right.
this can be very big.
Yeah, I like it.
A teensy amount of damage is nice because then you can break concentration. You can do different kinds of things with that for spellcasters. It's force damage, very unlikely to be
yeah,
removed from everything. Of course, they did the 2d4 for the higher spell slot as opposed to choosing a second target because then eventually it becomes like
you could
insane.
do yeah, you could get wild with it. I
And it's a con save.
think I'm gonna give this one an A.
I am also going to give this one an A.
I think I'm gonna give this one an A because it is for all of the stuff that you just said. The fact that it's a Constitution saving throw, which on humanoids tends to not be great. The
Yeah.
speed halved and also taking away an action or bonus action on their turn. It doesn't last forever, but there's no concentration attached to it. Yeah, all in all, I think it's good. Constructs and undead automatically succeed on this, so it's some kind of a like a charm effect or something like that. Uh in the spoken word, like the spell text of it, not necessarily it is
The
a charm
literal
spell.
charm. Yeah.
It is an abjuration spell, so technically it's a protection spell.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's like perfect for a getaway,
yeah.
you know,
Or
to
keeping something
initiate a
from
getaway.
or keeping something else from getting away.
Yeah.
I
like
yeah,
it.
so it's versatile. It's got like you said, force damage, which not a lot of things have resistance to ever. Um
Mm-hmm.
yeah. All
I
in
like
all,
it.
hey, I like it.
I like it.
All right, next one. Next spell we are looking at Death Armor. Yeah. It's a level 2 necromancy for sorcerers and wizards. Casting time of inaction, you have to touch your target. Components, vocal, somatic, and material. The material is an onyx worth 50 plus gold, which the spell actually does consume. So this is something if you're, for your DMs out there, or whatever, or your players, make sure that you're looking for this onyx because technically it does use this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Um, and the duration is an hour for this spell. For the duration, an inky aura surrounds one creature you touch. The target has advantage on death saving throws, and once per turn, when a creature within 5 feet of the target hits it with a melee attack, the attacker takes 2d4 necrotic. I really like this spell. I
So
really,
do
really
I.
like this
So
spell.
do I. I was
I
like, dang, I like
just
this one.
put this on the freaking barbarian, send them into hell. They are doing damage to everything. Well, no, it's once per turn. So they're doing damage to a thing that attacks them, but also advantage on death saving throws. And mind you, this is no concentration. This isn't like Beacon of Hope where you have to maintain concentration on this. They just have advantage. And theoretically, if you have enough spell slots and Onyx, you could do this on multiple party members.
Mm-hmm.
Only takes
It's
an
really
action to
intense.
cast. Oh, I really like
It's
this
really
spell.
good. I think I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
give it
really
an
like this.
A because I think that the cost of it is going to limit it greatly to mid to high level game. And for that reason, I'm going to keep it at an A instead of like straight up an S.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like the spell's so good. It's so fun. It's once per. Here's what's not making it not an S or
uh-huh.
the negative things. Because I think
Uh-huh.
it's an S. But for these reasons, it's an A for me. And
Mhm.
I'm knocking it down because it's only once per turn. And
Yep.
2d4 isn't like the most ever. But like if it were every fucking attack, that would be insane. 2d4
Yeah.
would add up so fast.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily saying that I think it fits a level 2 spell given that it's only once per turn. But
Mhm.
um and I think that the 50 gold is like that's a healing potion, which is already pretty expensive. Like it depends on the level of play. Like
Right.
there's a time when, and it depends on the DM too, like how readily available Onyx is versus that much
Right.
gold and the
Are
party.
you making your
And when
players
you're,
go to town to buy this, or is it something that you can find
yeah,
like as
like,
loot, give away as loot? How many bad guys
which
are
is what
walking
I
around
would
with
do.
onyx in their
I
pockets? Yeah.
same thing I do with diamonds,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Um,
So yeah.
I will agree with the A. Um, I you know what would take it to an S is if you had the ability to upcast it
Mm,
and have it do like if you upcast it to third or fourth level, you add more like hitbacks.
mm-hmm.
So like you could maybe dump a fifth level death armor on somebody, and then their next what second, third, fourth, fifth, up to four attacks at that point. Get that 2d4 blowback.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But yeah, I think A, all in all, solid spell. It's a little expensive,
Solid spell.
but I like it.
Yeah, like at the higher levels, not a problem, right? 50
Hmm.
gold is not an issue
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
your guys' party. Like it would be nothing. Um, but finding Onyx would be a little annoying in our campaign just
Hmm.
because you guys would have to like so much of the Sword Coast is just ravaged right now that it's like
Right.
it would be a pain in the ass to like find Onyx. But other than that, okay, next spell.
Yeah.
Darian's Helpful Homunculi.
I
This is
love
a
the title of this spell.
Darian's Helpful Homunculi. Level 2 conjuration for clerics and wizards. Action or ritual to cast. It is a range of self, uses verbal, somatic, and material powdered gemstones worth 100 plus gold pieces, which the spell consumes, and one set of artisan tools with which you have proficiency. You need, to have some
Hmm.
artisan tools that you're good with. This is going to take 8 hours to cast.
Jeez.
You summon a group of helpful spirits, which lasts for the duration, which is 8 hours. It's not going to take 8 hours to cast. Excuse me. It
Yeah, it
lasts eight
lasts
hours. My
for eight
mistake.
hours. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's an action or a ritual. So the spirits appear as homunculi or as another construct of your choice, but are intangible and invulnerable. They are considered to have proficiency in the Arcana skill and with the set of artisan tools used in the spell's casting. If you are crafting an item, the spirits function as a single assistant for your crafting, having the crafting time.
Ooh, okay. So this is expensive for what it is. But also if you've got the money but not the time, we just did the episode on crafting last week of like, you
Yeah.
know,
So instead of here's the thing though,
right, right,
right?
right. Mhm.
This 100 gold pieces for 8 hours. That's a
Mhm.
single workday.
Yeah.
So that means if you're doing a plate armor, 150 days becomes 75 days. That's 75 days you're
Still,
casting this spell.
oh my
I'm
God. And then
giving
that's
this a D.
7,500. Yeah.
I'm
It's
giving this a
75.
D. The only reason it's not an F is because it's a cute idea.
Hmm.
I'm giving
Yeah,
it a
no,
D
you're
because I think
absolutely right.
crafting in D&D already is crazy because of the time limits unless you're
Hmm.
doing this insanely long campaign. And guess
Hmm.
what? I don't want to be a part of that campaign. I don't want to have to keep track of, okay, so we've been on the road. What is this time jump? 82 days? Okay, 82 days. That means I crafted. Blah, blah. I'm not doing all that.
Right.
I'm here to tell stories, not play video games out loud with my friends. Sorry.
Right. Um, I I think I think this is gonna be the first one we diverge on. I think I'm gonna give this one a C.
That's totally
Um,
fair. Totally fair.
but mainly just because like I agree with you on everything you said for why
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
D.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm giving it a C just because it's little guys. I really
I
do.
know they're cute.
I love the idea of describing a little guy to come help me do stuff. And I think, yeah.
For sure. Hey, I get it. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one. All right, we are looking at Elminster's Illusion. Not illusion, not with an I, it's illusion with an E. What did it? So, bonus action, casting time. It's a level 2 abjuration for wizards. Range of self. It's got vocal and somatic components, and it's a concentration spell up to 10 minutes. What happens is arcane wards protect you against magic for the duration. You get advantage on saving throws and against spells and magical effects. Also, if you succeed on a saving throw or magical effect that would normally take half damage, you instead take no damage. Instant S. Bang. This is a perfect spell.
Arcane words.
It gives you like magical resistance and evasion.
Oh, it's an individualized circle of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Level 2.
No, it's so good.
Vocal
Concentration
and,
for 10 minutes, and it's just a bonus action to cast too.
Yeah.
S. Damn.
As this is a perfect spell.
All
This
right.
spell
Well, that
is
was
amazing.
fast. Damn. That's crazy. I truly agree with you. I have nothing else to say. Like that's
Yeah.
it's so good. It's so good. It's only for wizards, but also bards, and I'm a bard main. I'm still gonna give it to them. And wizards notoriously should have the lowest armor class.
They should.
And now that
And
sorcerers
also
get their sorceress burst or whatever it's called, that little like sorcerer rage thing that sorcerers can get now.
Right.
I'm giving it to the wizards. They can have this one.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's S. It's
I
so
love
good.
this. I love this spell. Yeah.
Incredible. Okay.
All right. Next
Moving
one.
on. That was just 5 spells. We've only done first and second level. Backlash is there are no third level spells in this module for
Hilarious.
like new ones at least.
Right.
Which is fair. If you look at the third level spell list, it's like massive. So totally fair. But fourth level, we come in with Backlash. Backlash is available. It's a 4th level abjuration spell for bards, sorcerers, warlocks, wizards.
A lot of abjuration
in
in this.
A reaction, which you take in response to taking damage. So you take damage and boom, you can react. Backlash makes sense. Range of 60 feet, so it can be a ranged attack. Components are just verbal, so nice and easy, unless you're silenced. Duration, instantaneous. It's a reaction. That makes sense.
Yep.
You ward yourself against destructive energy, reducing the damage by 4d6 plus your spellcasting modifier. If the triggering damage was from a creature within range, you can force the creature to make a Constitution saving throw. The creature takes 4d6 force damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. And then at a higher spell slots, the damage reduction
can upcast it?
and the force damage both increase by 1d6 for every spell slot above 4th.
Oh, it's hard not to give this one an S2. This is a good spell. Because it's
very fun spell.
It's kind of like Counterspell, or how Counterspell is in 2014, where it's 60-foot range, where you can stop a spell from affecting you pretty much. It's just damage, but that's kind of what with this, the problem with that version of Counterspell, though, is that the caster has to be within 60 feet of you. With this spell, the caster doesn't necessarily need to be within that 60-foot range. You can just stop the damage portion of it. You just don't get the force blowback when they're outside of range. Because it says if the triggering damage was from a creature within range. So that means that there are cases where the damage is not going to be from a creature within range. It's only when you take damage.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah. I like this spell. I think it might be an A. I'm thinking A, just because I would like to see something for like an advantage or something on a spell effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For it to really be like a S tier, awesome. I'm getting rid of shield and picking this up.
Yeah. You can force
for 4th level, 46 damage is okay.
It's like on average 16 damage.
Yeah.
And that's how much you're reducing as well.
Right.
So it's like a decent swing is nice because you're reducing yourself taking that damage and then potentially doing that damage.
Right.
I agree with an A because I think it's such a cool spell. Reducing that damage and then
There's just
instantly
some.
doing damage is really fun because if it's a spell that's hitting you, that's awesome because then you're instantly forcing a concentration check. And I
Right.
like that with a reaction. The second
Right.
they finish casting the spell, like,
Right.
as a spellcaster, how much that would suck if I, the DM, did that to you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you were like, cool, call lightning, and then boom, I do this, and then instantly I was like, concentration check because you take 10 damage. And you're like, fuck, I drop it instantly. That would suck.
That's
So I
why
like that a lot.
Warcaster does a lot of work for Kaladin. Warcaster
It
does a
absolutely
lot of
does,
work.
but even just forcing
Yeah,
the
but I
check is
mean,
like the
just
best you
force.
can try and do
Yeah.
sometimes. I like that the damage reduction and force damage go up.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more I'm thinking about it, I might go B because
We've talked ourselves down from S to B now.
I know I
But
just think that 46 is not that much. Like
I
there's
agree with you, and I don't want to there's so many other things with the fourth level spell
the
slot. I
monk can
could
just undo this much more damage than this at any time. Level 4 is like a high level spell slot. So that's why I'm thinking if this was like level 3, I'd be like, oh, well, now we're talking A or S. But now I'm like starting to think about it a little more. 1d6 more. Okay, 5d6 and 5d6 at level 5.
Honestly, just changing
At a certain
the
point, I'm
die.
casting different spells.
Yeah, just changing the die from a D6 to like a D10 or a D12 would make this a higher level spell. But I'm with you on the B classification because the more I read it, the more I'm like, it doesn't quite have that
I
spice.
just don't see myself doing this often.
Right.
Like, unless I'm an abjuration wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm absolutely taking this.
Oh, yeah. Because then you get your little
for an
bubble
abjuration
thing
wizard,
yeah.
S. Take this fucking spell.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Otherwise, there might be other ones. I don't know. Yeah, like reactions are very like near and dear to my heart when I'm building bards, especially because they have counterspell. They sometimes have cutting words if you're a specific type of lore bard. So like I'm holding those close to the chest. I don't know. So yeah. And fourth level is like you're talking polymorph, dimension door, banishment, like so many insanely good spells.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'm gonna use my fourth level spells on this. So B, because it is a good spell.
Yes.
But because there are other way better spells, I'm gonna go B. Okay. That's backlash.
All right, next one is another level 4 conjuration called Doomtide.
Hell yeah.
Freaking rad sounding spell. Level 4 conjuration for bards, clerics, and warlocks. Casting time of inaction, range of 120 feet. It's got vocal, somatic, and material components. The material components are soot and a dried eel. They're not consumed. You just have to carry a dried eel and soot in your pocket. It's a concentration spell up to a minute. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of inky fog within range. The fog is magical darkness and lasts for the duration or until a strong wind dissipates it. This would end the spell and blow your concentration out. Each creature within the sphere, when it appears, makes a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 5d6 psychic damage and subtracts 1d6 from its saving throws until the end of its next turn. Jesus. And this is just when it pops up. Okay. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage only. A creature also makes a save when the sphere moves into its space, when it enters the sphere, or when it ends its turn inside the sphere. A creature can only make the save once per turn. The sphere moves 10 feet away from you at the start of each of your turns. Interesting.
Yeah. So, and then this next part, we're not really going to cover too much, only because, or factor it in because we haven't gone over circle spells.
But it's like a coven thing. The way that
but I don't understand the rules of it. Like I haven't looked it up at all.
Yeah.
I know nothing about circle spells.
But
because I'm like, I don't need to make the players any stronger. The fact that they even did circle spells, I'm like, hey, on paper, awesome. Mechanically, stop making our players so fucking strong. They're
Yeah,
fine.
I think the circle stuff though, from like kind of what I'm gathering just via context, is like more of like RP style. I'm gonna help this whole freaking city type
Yeah.
spells, and we're gonna get all this. We're getting all the casters in town together, and we're gonna cast this one thing. Like, because there's another one that has the circle spell. I think it's Spell Firestorm.
That's what I mean. The
That
spell consumes
is
the spell's
crazy.
range increases to a mile. You want
Yeah.
me to think about subtracting 1d6 from the saving throws of a mile's worth of things? Just sometimes, dude. I'm like, nah, I'm good. More complicated? I'm good. Actually, I'm okay. But
I think
I
this would
do
be
like
an
this spell. It's
interesting
fun.
uh like bad guy spell or something.
Oh, absolutely. It would be very
Um
sick in that regard. I think it's a very interesting thing. Also, like, yeah, talk about the circumstances of where you cast this spell.
mhm.
Big open space, just get out of this. Just move
Right.
and go away. Small confined area, you're fucked. You're fucked, buddy.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're fucked.
Um I'm all right, so let's give
I
it a rank.
love
Let's give it a
this.
rank. I do like this spell for what it is. I'm gonna just completely
Yeah.
ignore the circle spell stuff. Um I I'm gonna give it an A. It's good
I'm
damage. It's good whatever. I don't like that it is forced to move every turn. I would
I
like to
like
have
that actually.
I would rather be able to move it as a bonus action than to have it just
Oh, no
generically.
doubt, but
uh,
that
So
would be
for that
really
reason,
strong. Cause like
that's taking it from an S to an A for me.
it's not often that you can do that.
That's very true. That's very true.
Like spiritual weapon is almost spiritual weapon, maybe like a flaming sphere. Trying to think of how many other examples there are of that. There aren't a ton. I mean, there's some maybe like
So,
higher
but yeah,
level ones,
and
but like
so
so
the
I
thing
think
is
that
like
for fourth level,
mhm.
I'm thinking A or S. I'm kind of on the line between the two because the fact that it subtracts 1d6 from saving throws,
Is
the
wild.
wombo
Yeah.
combo potential with this is
Yeah.
nutty. It's magical
Now,
fog, but then does damage. And I like that it moves personally, only because like darkness, actual fog, so many of those kind of things where you set it up in a different place never
uh-huh.
move, and then the bad guys just move out of it and it's done. This one, I think that you could evolve a little bit more strategy where you're like, put it in one place, it's slowly moving. The players have to like constantly be getting in and out of it because it like if you're in a confined area. So I
Hmm.
actually like that it moves very, very slowly. Because it's a
I
20-foot radius, so it's 40
yeah.
feet, just kind of very slowly moving. Depending on the map, I like that it moves a lot. So for
I
me, it's like an S or it's like a high A.
yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on the A, but I would prefer it didn't move, honestly. If it's
Yeah.
going to if it's going to move, I want to control the movement. If I can't control the movement, I want it to stay put.
Oh, here's an interesting development.
Hmm.
We're spending too much time on each spell. We need to breeze through a little of some of these, but uh the sphere moves 10 feet away from you at the start of each of your turns. Does that mean when you move, like if I move to the other side of the sphere and then it moves 10 feet away from me? Or is it from you when you cast the spell? Because it doesn't necessarily, it just says
I
it moves 10 feet away
I
from
would
you
I would
at the
say
start of each of your
be
turns.
from where you're standing at the start of your turn.
So you could control the sphere's movement
You
if you
could
get real
control the
crafty with
sphere.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Low S. I'm
But
going
you're
low S.
yeah.
Let's move on. We have
Okay.
to
We
breeze through some
simply
of these.
must
Yeah,
Spellfire
we're
Storm,
only
yeah.
on number 8 and there's 15 spells. So um we're truly behind. Spellfire Storm. Level 4, evocation, sorcerer, wizard, action, 60-foot range, verbal, somatic, concentration up to a minute. you're conjuring a pillar of spell fire in a 20-foot radius, 20-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range. So a 40-foot diameter column of spell fire. It's a cylinder, bright light. Jesus Christ. Each creature in it, when it appears, makes a con saving throw, taking 4d10 radiant damage on a failed save, half as much on a success. The creature also makes this save when it enters the spell's area for the first time or ends its turn there. You make that save only once per turn, so you can't just meat grinder them in and out. Hilarious, though. In addition, when a creature in the cylinder casts a spell, that creature must make a Constitution saving throw. On a fail, the spell dissipates with no effect. And the action, bonus action, or reaction is wasted. If the spell was cast with a spell slot, that slot is not expended. Typical 2024 rules. Same as counterspell. When you cast this spell, you can designate creatures to be unaffected by it. So you can save your friends from it. And you can cast a circle spell. Using a higher spell slot, the damage increases 1d10 for every spell slot above fourth. And the number of secondary casters, which I think is for the sake of the circle spell, can change the radius and the size of the spell and stuff like that. You're muted, bud. Yeah, this is
anyway.
pretty gnarly.
Yeah, the material component for the circle spell is fucking wild. I just want to touch on that real quick. It's a blue star sapphire worth 25,000 GP.
Yeah.
But it does make the radius increase to a mile, which is cool. But again, that's the circle spell thing. I do like that you can designate people to be unaffected. I don't know how you would do that on a mile wide scale, but you know, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
think it's cool. 4d10 radiant damage, and then they can potentially keep taking that damage. And it has this added effect of just like potentially fucking over spells.
Yeah.
Because it's a Constitution saving throw. So like Warcaster don't do shit for this.
Right. Yeah, it's not a concentration check. It's a
It's
a
saving throw you have to make before you can even cast a spell.
Even cast it, yeah.
And you have to like take the chance. Whoa.
So, and that would count for stuff like including like shield or counterspell or something like that. You still have to make that concentration saving throw to even see if that goes off.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I think pretty good. I think I'm gonna put it in the same box as the last one. High A, low S.
There is something about this in the same way that like counterspell is so powerful and so potentially good. But I think there are some DMs, I'm just like wondering like how often this comes up. Like in our games, I do a good job, I think, of like diversifying the monsters so that you face a lot of spellcasters because you have like counter spells and stuff like that. And because I need to do spell casting in order to compete. I can't just do attack rolls.
Right.
Like unless they're doing 1,000 damage every hit, like I just can't. So for me, I'm going to go like high B, low A.
Okay.
But it's good.
I like the range of it. I like the size of it. I'm just gonna stick with my answer. A.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right. Next one is
Illustrial's Mooncloak.
Illustrial's Mooncloak here. It's level 5 abjuration for bards, druids, rangers, and wizards. Casting time of an action, range, self. Components: verbal, somatic, and material. You need a moonstone worth 50 plus GP. It does not say that it's consumed, so you just keep one of those with you and you can do it. It's a concentration spell up to a minute. For the duration, moonlight fills a 20-foot emanation originating from you with dim light. While in that area, you and your allies have half cover and resistance to cold, lightning, and radiant damage. Interesting. While the spell lasts, you can choose one of the following options, ending the spell immediately. You can choose Liberation. When you fail a saving throw to avoid or end frightened, grappled, or restrained, you can take a reaction to succeed on it instead. Or you can do Respite. As a magic action, you or an ally within the area regains hit points equal to 4d10 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Interesting.
I think this is interesting. Level 5, potentially hitting a bunch of teammates with 4d10 healing is really good. Not to
No,
mention the
a
other
you
benefits in between that. I mean,
one ally.
obviously,
You or an ally. One ally gets 4d10.
uh,
I'm giving this a C, honestly.
yeah,
For
I
being a
do
fifth
think that
level
like
spell, it does not have
no, this feels all
the legs.
flavor.
Yeah. I mean, because really and honestly, again,
And it's
coming back to your like,
concentration. Fuck
yeah,
that.
coming back to your like case of like, when am I actually going to use this? All the only times you really, I mean, half cover is okay, but cold lightning and
Plus
radiant
2.
damage,
Yeah.
how often does that really come up?
Yeah.
I'm kind of for it being a level 5 spell, I want it to hit harder than
Yeah,
what we got
Rangers
here.
are the only ones that I would be like, if I was a Ranger, I'd be like, yeah, this is sick. But Rangers at level, you're not even gonna get this until 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's rough. Damn, I misread that. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I'm
What do
giving
we
this
say?
a.
C?
I'm with C, like low C.
Yeah, same. There's a lot of cool flavor there, but
Mm-hmm.
okay, next one. Songal's Elemental Suffusion. Level 5 transmutation spell for druids, sorcerers, or wizards. Casting time of an action, range of self, verbal somatic material. You just need to hold on to a pearl worth 100 plus gold pieces. Not going to get consumed. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You imbue yourselves with the elemental power of genies. You gain the following benefits until the spell ends. Again, 1 minute concentration. Elemental immunity. When you cast the spell, choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder, and you have resistance to that damage type. Elemental pulse. When you cast this spell and at the start of each of your subsequent turns, you release a burst of elemental energy in a 15-foot emanation originating from yourself. So, like a cone of burning hands, rather. Each creature of your choice in that area makes a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, creature takes 2d6 elemental damage of your choice and has the prone condition. On a successful save, they just take half the damage. That's really cool. And that's just at the start of your turn. No action required. You also gain a fly speed of 30 feet and can hover. And then there's circle spell stuff.
The circle spell
So,
stuff, it's wild too. Like if it's cast as a circle spell, the casting time does get increased to a minute.
of
But
course.
for each additional secondary caster, you can choose another creature to have all of this shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. This is a S tier level 5 transmutation right here. I mean, I think honestly, no notes.
It is very good.
You get flight,
Very,
you get
very good.
a free attack, a free like emanation attack. And
Yeah.
then also you elemental immunity. So you can choose a damage type from the elemental damage type
And you get
list,
resistance.
and you get resistance to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I mean, calling it elemental immunity is a little
is
silly,
rough.
but
It's annoying. Yeah.
yeah,
Because I
just
totally
because
got really
that's a
excited
video
about
game.
that.
That's
And
a
it's like,
term
nah.
in
Yeah.
D&D. Like, why
Yeah.
did you
Yeah.
call it
Yeah.
immunity when it's resistance? Call it
Right.
elemental resistance.
Yeah.
So I am almost as enthusiastic as you are about this spell. I also think that it's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go very high A tier on this one for only the reason of like, I'm trying to think of certain builds, and I know that you can build your character if you build your character in such a way for at least the sorcerer and the wizard. Druid's a little different.
Right.
You have to build your character that's okay getting kind of close to shit.
That's true. That's
If
very
you
true.
don't build your character that way, this spell is like, yeah, you have a fly speed, but in order for the 15 foot is like kind of close. You got to be like dancing near people.
Yeah.
And 30 feet isn't like the most movement ever. So, like, for those reasons, it just drops that like 0.5 to an S to an A for me.
That's fair.
But
I'm definitely sticking with S. I love this
no
spell.
doubt, dude. Yeah,
That's
go
a great
for it.
spell.
All right. The next spell sounds like a grunge album.
The Dirge. It's level 6. Uh it's
Oh, I'm so
casting
glad. The
level
way that we've
6.
separated these, the
Mhm.
next one that you have to do is a word I've never seen in my life, and I
Oh,
don't know
oh
how it's.
boy. Oh boy. Yeah. I love that. I can't wait. So the next one is Dirge. It's a level 6 enchantment for bards and clerics. Casting time of an action, range of self, only vocal components, and it's a concentration spell up to a minute.
Mm,
Um, when you cast this spell, deathly power fills a 60-foot emanation originating from you for the duration. When you cast the spell, you can designate
big
creatures to be
animation.
unaffected by it. Any other creature cannot regain hit points while in the emanation. Whenever the emanation enters a creature's space, and whenever a creature enters the emanation or ends its turn there, the creature makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d10 necrotic damage and gets knocked prone. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and speed is halved. He only makes the save once per turn, and then circle stuff. Um, wow, wow. 60 foot is huge.
Huge.
60
I'm
foot
going
is
S, baby. I think I'm
huge.
going
Yeah,
S.
absolutely. So
As a
anytime,
bard, I would take this spell. I would cast
uh-huh,
Dirge.
yeah, anytime it ends its spell within 60 feet
Dirge.
of me, it's gonna have to make a saving throw or get knocked down. Shit.
And then
And
even if it
even
succeeds,
if
its
it
speed is
succeeds,
halved
yeah, even if it succeeds, it's the same as getting knocked prone without actually
because you have
getting the
to
prone
use
condition.
half your
Yeah,
speed to get up.
right.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal, dude. Yeah, I'm absolutely freaking doing this.
The
Can't
only
heal. They're potentially taking damage multiple times, and the movement debuffs. You can choose who it hits and who it doesn't hit. Absolutely. I don't
Yeah.
think it necessarily. I mean, like, there's a world where you could give it an upcast to do, 4d10 damage, 5d10 damage, but like whatever at that point. I think it's fine. I think it's amazing. S.
Yeah. I'm with you on S on that.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Dirge. I was not expecting much out of Dirge. I got to be honest. When you read some of these, and then that one,
Yeah. Yeah.
Spellfire Storm,
Yeah.
we gave a C, I think, or a B or something like that.
Hmm.
Dirge S. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, next one. Elminster's Effulgent Spheres. This is
Sure.
ballsack. Jesus Christ. Okay, level 6. Effulgent Spheres. No. Level 6 evocation. For druids, sorcerers, wizards, casting time and action, range of self components, verbal, somatic, material. You need an opal worth 1,000 gold pieces, but it doesn't consume it. That's my birthstone, actually. Did
Oh,
you know
cool.
birthstones were invented by the jewelry industry? They actually are like
Yeah,
totally
absolutely.
bullshit.
Yeah, 1,000% they would be. Yeah.
They got
It's
me.
it all comes back to capitalism, baby.
They got me, dude. I fucking capitalism, you bitch. All right, duration. The spheres last an hour. 6 chromatic spheres orbit you for the duration. While the spheres are present, you can expend spheres to create the following effects: absorb energy. When you take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, you can take a reaction to expend one sphere and give yourself resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Pretty cool. It's absorb
Hmm.
elements pretty
Yeah.
much. I don't know if you get to blast it back with that sphere. It doesn't seem like it. Kind of
Uh-uh.
just this is a super advanced absorb elements. Energy blast as a bonus action. You can send one sphere hurling towards a target within 120 feet of yourself. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 3d6 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, your choice. Regardless of whether you hit, the sphere is expended. The spell ends early if you have no spheres remaining, otherwise lasts an hour. Every higher spell slot above 6th level, because this is a level 6 spell, you get an extra sphere. I'm going straight up, dude, without hearing what you're about to say based on that
Sure.
tiny breath you took. I'm going B.
I was also gonna say B because it
Yep.
does have
The way
utility
you
in
went,
that. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yep, it's a B.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a B for me, dog. So I do like that it is basically like you were saying, a different absorb
Absorb
elements,
elements
but
mixed with
it's
Circle of Stars. That
right.
spell that Fellas casts all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think 3d6 is not a lot of damage for a 6th level spell, other than the fact that you can do it multiple
And
times.
it's one target.
And it's one
I thought it was
target.
going to be a mini fireball. And then I was like, okay, 3d6 is like, all right, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's one target, 3d6 damage. I do like kind of the absorb elements effect of it with because it's basically you can cast absorb elements without spending spell slots at that point.
Yeah.
So you've kind of got an offensive and a defensive use for it. Will it be used a whole bunch? I don't know. This is pretty high level for to be doing 3d6 damage. And it is not concentration though, which is nice.
I know
Um,
that is nice about it, which is
yeah,
why I
I
think it's a
think
B. I
it's
think B is
yeah,
fair.
I think it's yeah, I don't think it's the
It's the
best
third
spell in the
most,
world.
the highest category.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
up there.
It's not yeah, it's not the most game-breaking spell in the game, but it also definitely has use and utility. Um
Yeah.
I, could definitely see casting this in a fight if I was a sorcerer or wizard or something like that.
hmm
Um, just because, like I said, it's absorb elements without having to cast a spell slot.
Yeah, and it is cool, especially like wizards don't have a ton of bonus action options,
I just looked at the word.
so that's kind of nice. All
Yeah.
right, Taylor, what's our next one?
Uh, uh,
Oh, it's right there. It's
uh,
on the script.
no, it is. It 100%. The
What's taking
pronunciation,
so long? I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I
All
saw
right,
this
yeah, I
where
got it. Yeah. All right. I found a
the
uh
absolute dickheads who wrote
symbols.
this word.
Yeah. So it's symbols synostodwemer.
First
Uh
try.
yeah. So it's a 7th level transmutation for sorcerers and wizards. It's an action, range of touch, vocal and somatic components, and it lasts for an hour. No concentration required. You imbue one creature you touch with magical healing energy for the duration. Whenever the target casts a spell using a spell slot, the target can immediately roll a number of unexpended hit dice equal to the spell slot's level and regain those hit points. Um, those dice are then expended. Oh, they get those hit points plus your spellcasting modifier. Um, yeah, this is good. This would be a good. I mean, I cast this shit on myself if I was
Seventh level.
in conjunction with one of those other spells where you have to get in a little close, like the those emanation spells that do damage. I think this would be a good like backup. Like, hey, cool, I can run in for 7th level.
If you're casting a seventh level spell, you're at least 13th level as a party, right? Because you have
Right,
to be a 13th level character to even get a
right,
seventh level spell
right,
slot.
right, right.
So then we can assume you have 13 hit die, at
Mm-hmm,
least.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The question becomes, this is one of those where, yeah, a little bit of the like viability of this spell depends on how strict the DM is when it comes to hit dice.
Right.
Are you doing the whole like every long rest, you don't just get all your hit dice back? You get like half of the maximum
Right,
number. So if you're at
right.
13, whether you round up, round down, you're getting 6 or 7 back every long rest. So if you're taking short rest and you're spending 5 of them, this spell is like, do you have all your hit dice? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my
Yeah.
only tiny little criticism is
I'm giving this one a C.
hit dice has like how vital of a resource that is
Mm-hmm.
can change table to table.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm giving this one big ol' C here. I don't think
See,
I don't think there's anything really super for a 7th level spell. I don't think there's anything super special about
No,
it.
and like
Like this could
you
be
like
easily be a 5th level spell and be
because you're casting this on
yeah.
spellcasters because
Right.
they have to have spells to cast.
Right,
You can't
exactly.
cast it on the ones who have big hit die either. 10s
Right.
and 12s.
Yeah.
Can't I mean paladin actually you can. That would be the biggest person I would cast this on is a paladin.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that every time they can fucking divine smite, they can also heal a little bit. Casting this
Right.
on a paladin, kind of interesting, but 7th level?
7th level, yeah. This could be easily be a 5th level
No.
spell and
What?
not change anything.
7th level? Not a chance. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going C as well. C for come on.
See for come on, gang.
Come on. Hey, come on.
Jeez.
Next spell. The penultimate spell of the night. Taylor gets to end with the 9th level. I'm going 8th level. Holy Star of Mistra. Holy Star of Mistra.
Yeah, it does
By
sound like a
Odin's hammer. Yeah, this
right.
is a Ron Burgundy thing.
By
God.
Merlin's
The Holy
beard.
Star of Mistra. San
Yeah.
Diego tonight looks incredible. You create a. Oh no, sorry. Wait, move back up. There's a level 8 evocation, clerics and wizards. It's a bonus action spell. Love that. Range of self, verbal and somatic components, concentration spell up to 1 minute. You create a glowing mote of energy that hovers above you for the duration. That mote sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet. When you cast this spell, and as a bonus action on later turns, you can unleash a shining bolt from the moat, targeting one creature within 120 feet of yourself. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes force or radiant damage, your choice, equal to 4d10 plus your spellcasting modifier. In addition, while the mode is present, you have 3/4 cover. If you succeed on a saving throw against a spell of level 7 or lower that targeted only you and didn't create an area of effect, you can take a reaction to deflect that spell back at the caster.
Get
The caster makes a saving throw against the spell using that caster's own spell save DC.
S. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
am also gonna go S for
Yeah.
this off the bat,
Yeah,
dude.
that
It's
is a great
sick.
spell. Oh my
It's
gosh, 3/4
sick.
cover. I mean, the damage is meh, but the fact that like I'm
Plus
just thinking of
5 to your AC with
yeah,
3/4 cover.
yeah,
Unless they changed it in 2024. I do not know.
right.
I that's like
We'll have
a
to
specific
check
rule that
check,
I
but
don't
yeah,
think it did, but
yeah. So anyway, 3/4 covers. Well, you got it. The damage is medium, but it is a bonus action damage spell that doesn't require another spell slot or anything like
every
that.
turn, bonus
Every
action,
turn.
10
Yep.
bonus actions.
Yes.
10 times
Yeah.
4d10. 40d10 potentially, assuming you hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
40d10 plus 10 times your spellcasting modifier.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So if you
mm-hmm,
got a
mm-hmm.
+5 at this point, that's
And then even
50
with
extra damage. Like,
so all of that right there, that just makes it an A. What takes it to the S tier is the spell reflection. That is fucking wild.
yeah,
Anything, any spell level 7 or lower that
that
is
targets only you and
that
doesn't
targets
create an
only
area of
you. Like,
effect.
so that's like if somebody casts
Banishment?
banishment, hold person, freaking, oh, it's so
Damn,
many,
dude. That's
so many.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can finish this out strong
All
now.
right, cool. The
I mean, the
last
name of this spell,
is rad. It's really cool. I have high hopes. I have very high hopes. The next spell, our final spell of the episode, Blade of Disaster. It's a level 9 conjuration for sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. It's a bonus action cast with a range of 60 feet, verbal and somatic components, and it is a concentration spell up to a minute. You create a 3-foot long blade, 3-foot long blade shaped planar rift that lasts for the duration. The rift appears within range in a space of your choice, and you can immediately make up to 2 melee spell attacks, each one against a creature within 5 feet of the rift. On a hit, the target takes 10d6 force damage. The attack scores a critical hit if the number on the d20 is an 18 or higher. As a bonus action on your later turns, you can move the rift up to 60 feet and repeat the two attacks against a creature or an object within 5 feet of it. You can direct the attacks at the same target or different ones. The blade can harmlessly pass through any barrier, including ones created by spells like Wall of Force. Yeah, that is a blade of disaster. Absolutely S tier spell. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh yeah, there
S2.
you go. I like that. I like that.
S2, baby.
Yeah, that's an amazing
There used to
spell.
be a gang in my high school called SLC, the Sylvan Lakes crew. It was just a bunch of white kids, thought they were cool riding bikes, but they used to do this little hand signal for S. And I was like, that actually looks sick. Might be a real gang symbol. I apologize. But
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
love it. I
Hmm.
want it. I need more of it. Give me
Yeah,
10 more. Because anything that fucks with Wall of Force, love it.
yeah.
Also, what is this
10d6.
spell? It's
That's
insane.
20, potentially 20d6 force damage per turn as a bonus action, and it crits on an 18 plus.
Yeah.
That's great. So potentially,
And
very
you're making a
likely,
melee
40
spell
d.
attack.
Yeah.
So it's not like because like booming blade and stuff like
Mhm.
that, they're very cool cantrips and they work awesome for like Eldritch Knights and stuff. But when you're
Yeah.
a wizard, unless you have dipped into your decks a lot or something like that, like
Mhm.
it's like, oh, cool, I cast a spell. Oh, wait, I have to use my physical attribute to make this attack. Damn. Never mind.
Right.
This is not that. It's
This
very
is a
much,
spell attack. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Melee
yeah.
spell attack. God, the crit thing. So
Two,
that's
two
potential
melee spell attacks as a
two melee.
bonus
Yeah.
action,
As a
dude. You're
bonus.
flurry of blowsing, bro. Hey, monks, wake up. The wizard's in town.
Yeah, yeah,
I
for real.
love this
That's
spell.
a crazy amount. It is a
I need to play high
crazy
level
amount of
wizards,
spells. I
dude.
know, right?
God.
It's
We
such
need
a
to
good one.
find a DM who can maybe we'll do it for charity. We need to do some level 20 shit.
Yeah.
Maybe a round robin. Let's find like a group of people who will do like 4 to 5 charity events round robin. We all get to be a DM of a level 20
Mhm.
campaign. So we all get to fuck with each other. Because when you're the DM, you're gonna be like, okay, motherfuckers, 3 Trasks, and then the players will destroy, and then we switch. So now the
Yeah.
next player gets to be like, okay, all right, you're all level 20. Let's see what's up. I think
Yeah.
that's
All right.
actually a fun idea.
I
Uh,
I do like
level
that.
20 round robin in hell,
Yeah.
sponsored by Red Robins. Yum. Okay, gang. As always, at the end of the episode, we got to go over the monster of the week. Okay, this week it's the Hodag, baby. Are you familiar?
Never heard of it.
The
I'm looking at
Hodag.
what am I looking at here?
It's a fearsome critter, buddy. It's like a large bull-horned carnivore. Some people say it looks a little bit like an ox. Some people, a little bit like a toad. The important thing is this, okay? In 1893, newspapers reported the discovery of a hodag in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. This report said that this creature had the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant. Because when you think of giant elephants, you go, oh, they're smiles.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
Uh-huh.
It had the grinning face. What kind of grinning face? Of a giant elephant. And somebody go, oh, okay. Thank goodness you clarified
Uh-huh.
these
Uh-huh.
descriptions. That's gonna kill me all day. The grinning face of a giant elephant. Thick, short legs. Thick, short legs set off by huge claws. The back of a dinosaur. It had the back of a dinosaur and a long tail with spears at the end. The reports were instigated by well-known Wisconsin land surveyor, timber cruiser, and prankster Eugene Shepard, who rounded up a group of local people to capture the animal. The group reported that they needed to use dynamite to kill the beast. Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
A
Yeah, that's
photograph of the remains were given to the media. Uh,
the remain
Man.
whatever is left over after you blew up a fucking cow with dynamite. I honestly
Yeah.
listening to the description is one thing, and then looking at these kind of like a lot of people have like made like statues, or I've seen some statues. Like it's apparently looks like the mascot of Rhinelander, freaking Wisconsin.
Yeah. It is
Uh,
now.
yeah, and it looks like somebody in the 1800s came up with the idea of a death claw from Fallout, and that's what it is. It looks like just a kind of death claw-ish type monster, except for that grinning face of an elephant.
Yeah. The grinning face of an elephant is crazy. There's actually one myth around the hodag. One person claimed a hodag can be born when an ox is verbally abused by its handlers, and when it dies, its body is not burnt for 7 years. So first you have to insult an ox to death. Then keep its body unburned. Don't touch its body with fire for 7 years, and then you will have a hodag. And then bring the hodag to the hoedown, and we will dance. Taylor, please end the episode, or I'm going to keep going.
Oh no!
And then the hodag.
Okay, that's all we can get into this time. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at So You Want to Be a DM, or you can ask us a question at soyouwanttobeadm@gmail.com. If you like the episode, don't forget to give us 5 stars and review wherever you found us. Check out the Patreon, the Twitch, and our merch with the link in the description. Join us next time for more Dungeon Master tips and tricks.
Bye.
See.
Hey gang, it's Justin. I have the honor of giving a shout out to the members of our Patreon gang. Nub Muffins, may Palor's light shine upon you. Marsavies, have you watered your flesh prison lately? Yazvi, the eternal library where color and community await you. Molly Adeza, who gets yet another level up. And there's Elijah, Tappy, and Linguini. Gang, we appreciate and love you. Tune in next time for more tips and tricks from So You Wanna Be a DM.